it's Shaylee. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I wanted to do a question and answer video because I haven't done one in so long and I feel like I've had some new friends join my little YouTube community here. So I thought it was a great way for you guys to get to know me a little bit and to just chit chat with you guys. Let's just get started and I hope you enjoy today's video. Okay, so I recently got this Honest Beauty Prime and Perfect mask and it's to use before you do your makeup, and so I'm gonna tie my hair back and pop some of this on. I saw Jessica Alba using this in her Vogue makeup tutorial, and so of course I had to try it, and I am like blown away by how good it smells. It smells so delicious. It's a super fruit, I think is what's in it. Okay, so while that's doing its magic, let's answer some of these questions. Like I have all these questions that you guys asked on Instagram. Thank you for those of you who asked some questions. The very first one is whiskey or tequila. Definitely tequila. I hate whiskey. The only whiskey I can drink is Screwball, which is like a peanut butter one, or like Fireball and things like that. Like regular whiskey, ugh, like even the smell just grosses me out so much. I cannot stand it. And I love margaritas. I love Mexican food, so tequila for the win. Dry skin makeup application without looking scaly. I honestly don't have dry skin, so I'm not the absolute best person to ask, but obviously some of my clients have dry skin, and I find that the secret is just exfoliation, moisturizing, and using hydrating products. So whether that be like a glowy primer paired with a glowy foundation and really light powder to set, BB cream or something like that, you just don't want to go in and not exfoliate all that skin off, because then that's how you can look scaly. Face oils are also really great to put underneath foundation if you have dry skin. I do that a lot on people I'm doing makeup on. If I can tell going in they haven't exfoliated. What eyeshadow are you rocking today? And I think she's asking about what I'm rocking in this little boomerang that I put up asking questions. I don't know if you could see that because the ring light's reflecting, but I actually got a lot of questions on that makeup, and so I want to do a tutorial, but I don't want to do one where I'm talking because I feel like I want to actually do like an in-depth tutorial on the eye look, and it's hard to talk and do that. But what I was using was this Too Faced palette to make that. We're gonna do a third question while this mask is sitting on, and then I'll go wash this off. So this is kind of a longer question. It says, how long have you and Danny been married and what's your marriage like? We've been together, what does it say? We've been married almost 4 years. This month we'll be married 4 years. We've been together 11. So we've been together a really long time. We met when I was 18 years old and he was 19. I'm like, how do I answer that question? It's good. In short, like I think we have a good marriage. I think we make good teammates. We live very independent lives, and I think that that helps us like appreciate each other when we are together. If you guys don't know, my husband is a firefighter, so he's gone like half the time. He stays the night at his actual work, and so I have the house to myself. So I think that that's a huge part of our marriage, is how we have our own separate time, and I think that's really important. And then also just how you move on from problems. Like I'm not gonna lie, we have problems just like everybody else, but I think it's important to not hold grudges and stuff. Like I'll be so annoyed, probably the same for him. Like I'm probably driving him crazy, but then like 10 minutes later we're like, okay, do you want to pour some wine and cook dinner? Or okay, let's go on a walk with the dogs. Like you just have to move past it. I've seen this pin on Pinterest and I've seen it on Instagram before too. It's a big circle and it says your life, and it has a little dot and it says this moment. And I always picture that because it's like a fight. If it's not gonna matter in a month or even a week, just get over it. There's so much more to life than this little problem and wasting all your energy on this. So I think we both look at things that way, and that's how we move on from stuff so easily. I mean, we have a mutual love and respect for each other. We're friends too. So even though we're totally different people, that alone time gives us time to recharge and then come back together. Okay, so I'm gonna start with eyebrows, and I'm gonna leave all the products I'm using down in the description box because I feel like since we're doing a Q&A today, if I also explain what I'm doing with makeup, it's just gonna be way too long of a video. I am loving when eyebrows are looking like pushed up and messy lately, so that's the look I'm going for today. Do you plan to have kids? Absolutely, I plan to have kids. I want to have a family. If you didn't see, I have a vision board hanging right here, and if you didn't see it, I have a tutorial on how to make one. You can make one, usually, you know, people make those at the beginning of the year, but you can make one any time of year and just put goals you want to work on. You could do like a summer vision board, you know, like seasonal, whatever. But anyway, the reason I bring it up is because having kids is on my vision board. If you didn't see that video, I kind of said a little bit in there. I have never really talked about it on social media until that video. But we, like I already told you guys, have been married 4 years. And we actually started trying to have kids about 3 years ago. I feel like I'm speaking so leisurely about it right now. It's hard. Don't let me fool you by my like calm demeanor right now. It gets really hard, but I think it's really important to stay positive, and on days where I'm feeling that way, I like to just stay that way. So today I'm feeling good. I definitely plan to have kids, and we are definitely trying. So if you can send us our good vibe or your good vibes, oh my gosh, we would appreciate that. All the good vibes we can get, prayers, whatever you do, I see it happening. So just manifesting my little life over here. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyes first today, and I'm gonna use this new nude palette by Huda Beauty. It was in my recent favorites. Okay, how are you doing mentally with all this COVID-19 craziness? Is your hubby working more? It's crazy, right? Shit is crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie, I have had probably the most anxiety I've had in a long time right now. Like my chest, I can't even tell you the last day my chest wasn't tight at some point in the day, and I had to like stop and breathe in and breathe out. Self-talking, that's what I call it, self-talk. Like, it's all right, Shaylee, it's gonna be okay. Take a deep breath. You have to do that, because otherwise, if you catch yourself going that place, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but like basically when I feel myself going there, I just try to like pull it back to a positive place, because I don't want to just sit and let my mind think negative thoughts all day. Like, that's not healthy. That's like the main thing I've been doing to stay calm, is just like positive self-talk, distractions, self-care, a ton of self-care. I take a bath every single day. I do face masks every single day. I drink yummy coffee every single day. Just a lot of spending time. I've been reading a ton, spending time with myself, just chilling out and trying to distract myself. And I know like sometimes ignorance is bliss. I use that too much, and so it's important to stay educated and, you know, be watching the news updates, but I don't sit and listen to that all day. I feel like if things are totally out of your control, you can't let yourself watch too much of that and stuff, because you'll again just sink to negative places in your mind, and that's all you'll be thinking about, and that's just so toxic every day. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Educate yourself and just move on and try to stay positive. I actually made a blog post about how to have a getting ready party, and I also have a video, so I'll link that down below for you guys too. I think stuff like that is how I'm staying sane. Just so you guys know what colors I'm using, because I'm listing the palette, but obviously there's a ton of colors in here. I'm using Play, Secret, Teddy, and Raw, and I literally went in that order, just all these brownish tones, deepest in the crease, and then I think I'm gonna put Charmed right in the middle, kind of do like a halo eye. Oh, this is so sweet. She says, just here to wish you a wonderful day. Thank you, that is so nice of you. Why did you stop working for Stitch Fix? Good question. So if you didn't know, I worked for Stitch Fix for maybe a little over a year. If you don't know what Stitch Fix is, it's basically like a clothing personal stylist service where you go online, take a quiz, and then they send you a box of items, you try them on, you get to pick what you like and send back what you don't. You work from home, you work from your computer, so I loved it because I love being home. I love spending time with my dogs, and it was just like so nice to roll out of bed, make my coffee, and sit there and work a couple hours. It was just like a great little side gig when I was doing weddings on the weekend and not during the week. It worked really well together because I could be at home. This was after I got laid off at Mac, so it was just a nice change of pace to be working from home after working such like crazy retail hours at Mac all the time. So I really liked it. I don't have many complaints about it, but what happened was I started working for myself, doing eyelash extensions and doing more makeup and doing more weddings. It really took off, and that was really amazing. And I didn't have time. I didn't have time anymore. I also worked for Stitch Fix while I finished up my degree, my associates. So it was just great. It was great while I had it. And then I got to a time where I was like, oh my gosh, like I am so overwhelmed. Like I was working, you know, 30 something hours probably doing eyelash extensions and makeup throughout the week, and then I had 15 hours at least I had to do for Stitch Fix, and then I'd have like a wedding on Saturday. And so during wedding season is when I decided to let Stitch Fix go. I remember talking to my lead, and she was like, girl, if you ever want to come back, just reapply, you know? You can always reapply. And so that gave me the strength to like let it go for a while, because I just like I've always had like 2 jobs. It freaks me out to only have 1 job. I think I'm gonna get glitter and put some glitter on my eyes. Hang on, I feel like this just needs to be more extra. So yeah, what's funny is I actually am recently hired back on by Stitch Fix. When I decided to start doing a blog, which was last November, I like hardcore decided like, all right, I'm doing this. I reapplied for Stitch Fix. I was thinking a lot about it. It's hard for me because I can make so much more money doing lashes. Like I can work like, let me think, let me do the math real quick. I can probably work like 1 hour or maybe even less compared to like 3 hours, 4 hours of Stitch Fix and make the same. So it's hard to like give your time to something that doesn't make you as much. But what I love about it is it's so flexible. I can do it from home. I can go on vacation and do it in the mornings before my day starts. It's so versatile in that way. I create my own schedule. I don't have to rely on clients. Like if my clients cancel, I don't have money for that hour that they cancel. Stitch Fix, it's guaranteed. So when I was starting to decide to do a blog, blogs take money. My website took money to build. It takes money to buy your logo. It takes money for everything, to buy clothes, to blog about, to buy makeup, to blog about. It takes a lot of money. So I was trying to think like, how am I gonna supplement money for that without like, you know, affecting my budget and my income I make right now from doing lashes and makeup, because I don't want this to be a stressful thing. I want to just like have extra money to allocate toward that. So I reapplied for Stitch Fix. They scooped me up, which I was so happy. I think my training was scheduled for this month. It was April 7th. And with all this COVID, even though I got hired in January, all this COVID stuff, they pushed it out and now it's unknown. So I still am not working for them. I still don't know when I'm going to get trained again, but I think Stitch Fix is great. And part of me thought about just doing lashes more, but it's very hard on your body. It's hard on your eyes, it's hard on your hands, it's hard on your back looking down all day. I just honestly love lashes. I don't want to do it so much that I get burnt out on it, and I don't want my body to get burnt out on it. All right, I'm gonna do some eyeliner real quick because I cannot talk while I'm doing that. So I'll be right back with my eyeliner. How old am I? I am 30. Just like, that is so wild. I just can't believe I'm 30. Part of me definitely feels 30, and then the other part of me feels like, no way. How keeping sane in this quarantine? So someone else already asked that, but I thought of one more thing that I wanted to mention, so it's perfect that it got brought up again. I think being grateful, like having a grateful heart and trying to be mindful of that has helped me stay sane. Like I am so blessed and so lucky to be in a position where I can just stay home. You know what I mean? Like think of all of the workers that cannot stay home in this time, that are having to work and be exposed to so many people when all the rest of us are chilling at home trying to stay safe, like grocery store people and doctors and nurses, and like my husband, he has to go to work. So I think being grateful that, you know, oh my gosh, we can afford to pay our bills just with my husband's income. Oh my gosh, I have food and groceries. Oh my gosh, I have a roof. Like, thank God I have all these things. And so I think that's really important, to try to focus on like the positive things in your life and try to be grateful and keep that top of mind. Have you had any cosmetic procedures? What is your general outlook on them? I have not had any like nose job, stuff like that. Boob job, nothing like that. But I've had injections. So probably 3 years ago is the first time I got lip injections. So I was 27. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. Like I think they're one of the best things I've ever done. And I was always very cautious with it. You know, I think I did a half of a syringe in my whole, I only did my top lip also for the first 2 or 3 times I did it, because my top lip was so much littler. If you look back at old YouTube videos or old pictures, it was so much littler than my bottom lip, that I just wanted a little bit more balance. Like being a makeup artist, it's fun to wear lipstick in bold colors, and I literally had like no top lip, so I would go like this and there'd be lipstick like all over my face because I had no top lip. So that is the first thing I did. I've gotten my lips done a few times, gotten my smile lines done twice, and I've gotten my nose done once, where they just took a little bit and made my nose look a little bit straighter, but this was like over a year and a half ago, so I think my nose, nothing's left in there. That's what I've done so far. Just want to be 100% honest with you guys. And I finally put a little bit in my bottom lip too, this last time, which was last October, was the last time I went, because she told me, she's like, it's gonna start going out this way, like if you just keep doing your top lip, and you need your bottom lip to match. So we did my bottom too. So the one thing I was thinking while I was putting my lashes on is I've also gotten a lip flip this last time, which is Botox. I've never had any, I want Botox right here so bad. That's my next place, but right now none of us can make appointments for things like that. They use Juvederm in your lips, but they use Botox to paralyze the muscle right above your lips. And what that does, a lip flip, is when I smile, I have a pretty gummy smile. When I first had the lip flip, it would kind of do that. Like it would just push a little bit more of my lip out from underneath itself. So it looked fuller and you didn't need to use as much filler. It was weird though, because if you've ever done it, you know when you go to like rub your lips together, you can't do that. And that's how I know that that Botox is gone, like my lip flip is gone, because I couldn't roll my lip down like that. I'd have to like pull my bottom lip up to my top lip. It was the weirdest feeling ever, but I really liked it, and I definitely am gonna do that again when I go back to get anything done. I'm gonna put this under eye stuff on from Tula. It's called the Rose Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. I just want to tell you guys about it because I just got it and I really like it. It feels so amazing and just refreshing. And self-care, guys, self-care. My battery's dying. We haven't even done skin. This is gonna be a long video. All right, we are back. I got cold in the meantime, threw on my cardigan, made some more tea. Oh, I forgot to answer, what's my general outlook on cosmetic procedures? I feel like if it makes you happy, if you can afford to do it, do it. Like, I am not against it. I obviously don't like when people like totally try to change themselves and don't even look like themselves anymore, because I think that there's something to be said about keeping your uniqueness. Like, no one in the world looks like you. But if there's little tweaks and stuff that will make you feel more confident, I think it's really great to do that. And a lot of times things like that for women, like when it comes to Botox, it's preventative. It's just about staying young and fresh. I think if you're doing it to enhance your natural beauty and make yourself feel better, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh, the very next question is, do you recommend Botox for us early 30 gals? I am not like a doctor to recommend it or anything, but just as like a girl, absolutely. If it makes you feel good, do it. What's wrong with wanting to stay looking fresh and feel good about yourself? I just love the idea of doing a little tweak here and there once or twice a year so that you feel good as you age. What is one thing you want to accomplish by the end of the year? So I'm gonna get going on foundation while I think about this. I'm mixing two. I'm mixing CC Cream by It Cosmetics, my fave, but it's too white because as you can see, I have Loving Tan on and my face is really pale. So I'm gonna mix some of this drugstore foundation from Revlon that I love. It's called Color Stay. I'm not using any primer, by the way, because when I use CC Cream, I don't feel like I need to, plus we moisturized. So what's one thing I want to accomplish this year? Well, I have an entire vision board, so I have a lot of goals this year, but definitely because of everything going on, a lot of stuff is, you know, not gonna go to plan, and I definitely still want to move. We've lived in this house for 6 years and it's a fixer-upper, and I didn't think we were gonna be here this long, and I sound like a spoiled brat because I have a house, we own a home. Like, how fabulous is that? But it's really old. We didn't plan on being here forever, so there's a lot that I would have been working on if we thought we were gonna be here this long, but we kind of kept thinking we were gonna sell our house. So I definitely would like to move into a nicer house this year. We're actually going to look at one Saturday, and it's my dream house. It's the second time we've looked at it. So again, with the vibes, obviously baby is #1 goal for the year, but like that's a little bit out of my control, where like a house is kind of in my control. The house I really want, which who knows how it's gonna go, but the one we're going to look at again on Saturday, it's built in the 80s, but it's completely redone, and I love that because I think it adds a little bit more character to it. It's not that old, so it doesn't have like a ton of character, but you know what I mean? It doesn't look like every new house being built right now, and I really like that. Not that those houses aren't beautiful. They are, but I just like how this one like looks a little bit different. It has different level ceilings, it has beams, it has, oh my god, you guys, it's so beautiful. Like, I want it so bad, but all the stars have to align. We have to be able to comfortably afford it. We have to be able to sell this house contingent on this house selling, and with all this like COVID stuff, who knows? What makes you feel most beautiful? I love this question. I actually read it last night and I was trying to think of an answer because I don't know, I just feel like that's a really good question. When I think about the most beautiful I've ever felt ready on the outside was like coming back from my honeymoon or coming back from my brother's wedding in Jamaica, because you're like tanned, you've been having so much fun, you've been like laying out, you've been swimming, you've been like just living life, and so you feel happy inside and you look all suntanned and just like your skin is glowy and your hair is light from the sun. I don't know, just like the most beautiful on the outside I feel is always when I get done with like summery vacations. The most beautiful I feel on the inside is when I get compliments from you guys or people telling me like that I brighten their day with being positive. It's funny because the person who actually asked me this question is the one who last complimented me on that. Like, when I know I affected somebody in a good way, I feel so good about myself. That's like the best compliment to get, is someone telling you you made them feel good for the day and you like helped them be positive. I think that's a time when I feel really good, because there's definitely times when I piss people off and like my husband or my sister or my parents or whatever, and that's when I feel ugly, you know. So I feel really good if I feel like I'm helping people feel good about themselves, and that's I think how I got into doing makeup for people's weddings and lashes, like helping women feel beautiful and good about themselves in other ways too. And when I'm wearing red, I love wearing red. It's my favorite color to wear. I also noticed I have a mosquito bite right here and a little breakout right here, so I'm gonna put a little foundation over that. If you could come back, so I got these two questions back to back and it made me laugh. If you could come back in another life as an animal, what would you be? And then the very next question was, if you had to describe yourself as an animal, which would it be? People know I love animals. The first thing that came to mind was dog. I just love my dogs. I think it would be a pretty good gig being my dog. Like if I could come back and be one of my dogs. They live a pretty sweet life, so that would be great. I also think about like birds, because I've thought, like obviously everyone thinks flying would be awesome, but I just love how dogs, like I can have the shittiest day and come home and my dogs are like, Mom, you're home. I just probably look like the biggest goober, but like that's what my dogs look like when I get home. Like they're so happy just at the fact that I'm home, and it makes me feel so good about myself, and they just brighten my day. And so I think it'd be fun to be a dog. Like think about Lady and the Tramp, you know? As long as you had a good owner like Lady. What kind of tomatoes did you plant? Because I just planted a garden. My brother-in-law actually asked me this question. We planted like regular tomatoes. I don't know what the technical name is called. And then I got, they're not baby, like cherry tomatoes. They're called something else, but they look like that. So we did, in our garden the other day, we did 2 types of tomatoes. Like I just said, we did zucchini and squash herbs. We did parsley, cilantro. Oh, and we did 2 kinds of peppers. We did jalapenos, which I picked out, of course, and then bell peppers, just to have some variety. And I'm so excited. I think it's supposed to not start blooming for like 3 months, but when 3 months comes, that will be fabulous. Have you ever had a surprise party that was an actual surprise? Never. I have definitely been included in like helping execute a surprise party for someone else, and that was really great and fun, but I've never had one thrown for me. I'm not much of a planner, so I don't think that I would like hate a surprise, but I definitely want to feel like cute at my surprise party. I wouldn't want it to be like, oh, we're gonna run to the store in my yoga pants and all that, and then we get back and it's a surprise. Oh, all right, getting hot again. Oh my gosh, we didn't do our under eyes. I just realized that. I'm gonna do my under eyes and my mascara actually and come back because I need to let my camera charge, because we still have to do blush, highlight, and lips and more questions. I'm just realizing I need a backup battery. All right guys, I'm back. Sorry, my camera keeps dying. So while you were gone, I put Costa Riche in my waterline. I actually did an Insta Live and hopped over there and got a few more questions. So I put Costa Riche, smoked out my lower lash line with the same colors, put mascara on, and then I put Oak lip liner from MAC on my lips with Creme de Nude lipstick. The last actual question is, why is Emily living with you? So if you don't know, Emily's my sister. And I wouldn't say she's like living with me. Her and her fiance are staying with us because of all of this shelter in place stuff. These air blushes from Marc Jacobs are so pretty. They are staying with us because they live in LA, those lucky ducks. I'm always jealous. I always think it'd be fun to live there. Right before all this craziness happened, like I told you guys, we had got home from Europe, and it was me, my husband Danny, and them two, Emily and Sean. They got engaged on the trip. It was a magical trip. It was so wonderful. We went to London, Paris, and Bruges. They live down in LA with roommates. They live with 2 other girls for right now, and it was just extremely crowded in their little space. We have a 4-bedroom. We're way up north where all of our family is, which we haven't really been seeing our family, unfortunately, because I feel like that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to be hanging out with one another. But we had all 4 just been together for 2 weeks. So we were like, whatever, we've already been around each other, like drive up here. You guys can stay in the guest room. Like Emily calls it her room. It's her room right there because she stays there every time. She has lived here one summer there in that room. So she's like, can I come stay with you? And like, she loves my dogs. And it was just like a more positive space. Like there's so much room out here. I live out in the country. You can take walks. You can hang out with my dogs. I have a backyard. Like if you walk out of her apartment building, it's like busy street and people walking around, you know? So it was just like we don't know how long this is gonna last. They need to be comfortable. They need to be able to like take a run and exercise and get groceries. They couldn't get groceries at the grocery store. Like it was just a lot worse than it is up here, up in Northern California, because there's obviously so many more people down there. So now I'm not alone every single day. I have them to hang out with, which is fantastic. They help me with the dogs. Like, I just love them. So they're my brother and sister. So it was just nice to have them here. This is so beautiful. Are you guys ready for this? This is called Show Gold from MAC. It's got like a pink hint to it. This came out when I was still working at MAC. It launched and it was one of my faves. Okay, I'm gonna put this also in my inner corner. Why not? Get a little extra here. Usually I would use a matte highlight just because I have so much going on, but I feel like today we're just like doing the most. Okay, what was some of the Instagram live questions? I think I got 3. If you missed it, follow me on Instagram, guys. I love Instagram. I'm always on it. It's a problem. I'm just waiting for the questions to pop up in the feed in here so I could see what they were. I know one of them was, did I learn anything from traveling internationally? So that was honestly like my first time doing that. Like, I've traveled to Jamaica, like I said, and Mexico, but those were like traveling to a tropical like resort. You like landed, you got off the plane, you went to the resort, you left your stuff in the hotel room there for the whole week you were there. This is the first time it was like, okay, we're in Paris a couple days and now we have to get on the underground and go over to here to get to this airport or this train station and take a train to Bruges and do this and do that. Like, you're moving all over the country. That was really different for me. It was really fun, but I definitely did learn a lot. I'm not even kidding you. Main thing I would say is pack one effing suitcase, because I packed a carry-on and a checked bag, and I just thought that's what everyone was doing. I thought that's what my sister was doing. No, I'm the only one that showed up with 2 bags. So my poor husband, he was like carrying my stuff around everywhere, because you're going up like in train stations and bus stations, and there's like flights of stairs. Sometimes there's no lift, and it's just, it was not good. I'm gonna put a little bit of this glow copper tone on my arms. So I'm not even joking you. Number one thing, pack light. Pack as light as you can, because you're carrying that shit around everywhere and it's not fun. My friend Brooke recommended this stuff to me last summer. It's so pretty. It's sunscreen, but it has a glow to it, has shimmer to it. Favorite nail polishes. So my favorite nail polishes, honestly, I'm spoiled and I get my nails done up until this. But my favorite nail polishes besides that, like back when I used to do my nails, sorry, this is all squeaky, are these Sally Hansen Insta Dries. I have a few of these. I just cannot sit still. So I love these because they dry so quickly. I can have the patience to at least use these, and they have a ton of colors and they're so affordable. So those are probably my favorite nail polishes. I also buy a lot of OPI. So like, this is my base coat and my top coat. These are the Infinite Shines. So these are kind of like giving you that longevity of gel polish without using a gel polish. So I have some of these too. Favorite dry shampoo. Let me stand up and get it for you. Ooh, okay. This is my favorite dry shampoo. It's by Amika. It's called Perk Up. And I like it because, as you can see on my brown hair, it doesn't look colored. Like, sometimes they'll leave like a white residue, and I don't like that, obviously. And so I love it because it gives you a little bit of body. I'm gonna have to take out my hair extensions next, guys. It's coming, I know it, it's so sad. I think that's all the questions, actually. I think we're good. I'm gonna spray my face with some setting spray. These are so pretty. I got these at Nordstrom a while back when I bought this top. Don't they go so perfectly with it? So pretty. I don't have anything like this. I thought these were just so like glam. They might be a little too glam for today, but I don't even care. Ooh, girl, we're feeling good. All right, you guys, that is the finished look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this wasn't too long of a video. I hope I can edit it down for you guys so it's not super long. Some of you guys seem to like these chill videos where I just kind of chat. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to be doing my sister's makeup very soon for you guys, so that'll probably be my next video. And thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Stay positive. We're gonna get through all of this, and just thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.